Welcome to Talking Points at ISE 2026 on ISE Show TV. I'm joined today by Andy Evans from Diversified. Welcome, Andy.
Nice to be here, thank you.
The topic for this video is how do we get more young people into the AV industry? I mean, it's a topic that's been raging for a while and doesn't feel like there's any easy answers. How can we get them in?
It is a huge challenge that the industry faces. I've done quite a bit of kind of pre-work on how I think there are kind of a few fundamental areas we can address. And I put them into four categories, so excuse me looking down at my notes here. I put them into the recruitment process that we go through to attract talent. The second one I like to think about is how do we give them an alternative to going into degree qualification education, which is very, very good, but it can end up with serious debt coming out the back of it. Then I like to think we've got what we would class as modern work values, because the workplace has changed dramatically. But the fourth point is, to me, how we can showcase the innovation that's happening within AV. So maybe I'll start with that point and work back upwards. AV to a lot of people is putting televisions on walls. The amount of friends in my social network that I work in the AV industry. Oh, you put tellies on walls there, but to showcase what, and you look around here and see all the technology that we've got here, to attract Gen X, Gen Y talent into that, or the new generation of talent, they have to see the future of the workplace. And it's fundamental to the success of a business. The collaboration and the AV that goes with that. AV, UC, immersive, whatever we're going to call that part there.
No, I'd agree. I think it's an industry that does tremendous work, but does a tremendously bad job of actually promoting itself outside of the industry.
It does. And so let me go back to the first point about how do we recruit talent. I think the fundamental way that we attract talent into our industry at the moment is predominantly through generally quite a long drawn out process of application through a web portal. Then it's a complete manual process to get onto that. I think if we want to attract the younger talent, we have to use different sources. We have to go to a TikTok platform, for example, put reels out there of what we believe we're looking for. And I think we need to shorten that entire recruitment process as well. So I think that is quite fundamental. We'll still get some young talent going through it, but I think if we can look at the way that we do that in the world today, then we might have a better chance of doing it.
I thought it was really interesting. One of the points you made was that getting them before they go to university, because traditionally the route is you go to university and then you join a job based on what you did at university. But obviously there is no AV degree, as there never has been, which is one of the problems. But you think we need to kind of get them earlier?
I think into the secondary schools to get to them before they go off and do A-levels, before they then go off and decide to go. I mean, university is fantastic, I'm sure. I never went myself, but I'm sure it's a phenomenal social activity. But the amount of people that come out of university education with degrees that can't find a role in that degree field, I think if we can create an attractive career path over a further education path with the debt associated with it, I think that would be a really good point. And I think the place to start that is with the secondary schools in the final year before they do A-levels, and then they can move on to do something else.
Do you think a lack of recognised qualifications is holding us back in that respect? Because if you want to be an accountant, say, then you can follow that path relatively easily.
I think it is, but I think that's something that we as an industry can control. So rather than insisting on degree qualifications to get through to a graduate trainee program, we bypass that and we go back to a skills-based program rather than a qualifications-based program. I've got children that are probably beyond that age, but I've got grandchildren coming up through that I would like to see going through that skills-based application process of getting into a new position.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only since I've been writing about this industry, I've realised how interesting it is. And actually, I wish I could go back and someone told me when I was 15, it's the careers day at school, that this even existed. I had a clue that this even existed.
Same as you, Paul. I didn't realise how, I hate to use the phrase cool, but this is a really cool industry to be in. And the deeper you get into it, the better it is.
Sure. And how would you, I mean, you probably partly answered the question but I mean, how would you think we should be selling it to 15, 16, 17-year-olds about this industry? What is it that you think would attract them? Is it the hours? Is it the creativity? Is it the flexibility?
That's the third point on
Yeah.
my list is we need to create a work environment that is subtly different to the one that we've grown up and
Yeah.
been used to. So nobody does the Monday, Friday, 9 to 5. I've always tried to say when I've been in this industry, work is something you do, not somewhere you go. And I think it's creating an even more flexible working environment for the young. I've seen instances of people leaving school, we don't get up and start work until 10. Now, if you apply that to traditional work, we start at 9 and we finish at 5:30, and that's the working day. I think we need to be a lot more flexible to attract young talent into a very flexible workspace.
Final question, Andy, do you think this needs to be a unified approach from the whole industry, or do you think it will eventually fall to individual companies to actually promote some sort of youth scheme, mentorship scheme, training scheme?
Great question. I think it would be better and stronger as an industry-wide approach. Companies will do it individually, but I think as an industry-wide approach, we get better coverage globally, and we can start to push that out to the future of our industry. Look around this event today, there's a lot of elderly, middle-aged gentlemen out there. I'm going to be polite there and say that. There'll come a time not too long when we need this industry to continue to grow from the bottom up. And one final word, I think the emergence of AI is going to encourage that early onset and that youthful move into the AV industry as well.
Andy, great to share your thoughts on this. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Paul. Great to be here.